Pokemon Go just announced some dates, times, and details about the next set of Safari Zones happening this fall. I'm Alex Gum, aka Cheeklate, and welcome to Pokemon Go Ahead. We are going to be having 3 different Safari Zones happening throughout the fall. On October 7th through the 8th, we're going to have one in Seoul, South Korea. October 13th through the 14th, Barcelona, Spain. And finally, from November 4th through the 5th, Mexico City, Mexico. I'm really upset. I wish that they could do one in the US, but I mean, we just had Hoenn Tour and we're going to have the New York City, so I guess it's kind of fair that they're having it somewhere outside of the US. We're going to go through details about some bonuses, details, and everything you need to know for Safari Zones, or City Safaris. But before we do, please sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We are halfway to 1,000 subscribers, so please hit subscribe. And then let me know in the comments below, are you planning on going to any of these locations? I'm just gonna tell you right now, I am unfortunately not gonna be going to any locations for Safari Zones. I just wish they could have one somewhere nearby the West Coast, like maybe San Francisco, maybe Phoenix, Arizona, but it is what it is. Let's talk about Seoul, South Korea, because this is on October 7th through the 8th. This is going to be the first city one. It looks like that it's about 1,100 won, which translates to at least $9 US. And then, of course, they also have add-ons. You can definitely translate how much they are in US dollar currency if you want to do certain add-ons for that. We don't know exactly what location in Seoul, South Korea, but it seems like you could also do the city-wide experience, just kind of like with Hoenn Tour and Go Fest. The Pokemon that are going to be spawning during this event are as followed: Clefairy, Vulpix, Alolan Vulpix, Growlithe, Electabuzz, Sentret, Murkrow, unknowns E, O, and S, Heracross, Plusle, Minun, Shuppet, Trimeco, Joltik, Skiddo, Helioptile, Dedenne, Noibat, Yungoos, Sensu-style Oricorio, and Cutiefly. There are a lot of Pokemon listed for this one, so I'm going to list out some highlights. First off, we have some unknown that are featured for this event. We have E, O, and S, so if you need those unknowns, this would be the good time to do so. We also have Heracross, a regional exclusive in South America. So that's in South Korea. So that's pretty interesting. And finally, you notice a Pokemon that we never had before. It is Skiddo. And you also notice that they're also dropping a shiny potential for Skiddo. The next location for the Safari Zone, or City Safari, is going to be Barcelona, Spain. This is going to be the weekend after, which is October 13th to the 14th, unless it's the 14th to the 15th. I think it's the 14th to the 15th. I don't want to confuse myself. It's going to be about 12 euros or 12 pesos. I don't know. I think it's euros because it's Spanish currency. Yeah, so anyway, it translates to like 13 US, give or take. And then, of course, the same thing with the add-ons, which we'll talk more about a little bit. We do also have spawns for the Safari Zone. We have Squirtle, Sandshrew, Goldeen, Staryu, Magikarp, unknowns B, C, and N. You also have Dunsparce, Shuckle, Hitmontop, Loudred, we'll talk about that one in a second, Zangoose, Anorith, Relicanth, Gible, Hippopotas, Vanillite, Karrablast, Stunfisk, Skiddo, Swirlix, and Sandygast. We also have Skiddo featuring during the Barcelona, Spain Safari Zone. And yes, it can be shiny. Obviously, we have unknown B, C, and N. So if you guys need the unknown C, because that one was super rare. So if you need that shiny, go for it. We also have a lot of water types being featured, like Goldeen, Staryu, and Magikarp. Loudred is a shiny potential. Usually it's pre-evolution Whismur is a shiny potential, but Loudred is gonna be a shiny potential, which is very interesting. And then finally, we have regionals like Zangoose and Relicanth. Zangoose is already on that side of the hemisphere, and then you also have Relicanth, which is usually in the New Zealand, Fiji Island area. And finally, we have Mexico City, Mexico, which is gonna have a Safari Zone from November 4th through the 5th. If you are planning to go to Mexico City, these are the spawns that you're gonna go after: Charmander, Ekans, Paris, Cubone, Wooper, unknown letters E, M, and X, Pineco, Lotad, Seedot, Cacnea, Baltoy, Duskull wearing a crown, the the Chimpa Seoul, the one that we had from the Day of the Dead last Halloween. We have Tropius, we have Kricketot, Purloin, Emolga, Axew, Rufflet, Skiddo, and Hawlucha. Unknowns M and X are also very rare unknowns, and they have shiny potentials. If you're going to New York City, Osaka, or London for GoFest, or if you're playing globally, you can shiny hunt for Unknown M. Last year, Shiny Unknown X was featured for the Global GoFest, and we were never able to get that shiny. So if you're planning to go to Mexico City, you have a chance to go after those unknown letters. We also have the Duskull with that crown. It was actually going to be coming back for another Day of the Dead, but I guess players who are going on the 4th through the 5th are going to have a second chance to go after this one. They might bring it back for the Day of the Dead after the Halloween event, but who knows? And then Tropius. This is normally around Africa, so I'm really interested to see why that's featured. That's really interesting. And then finally we have Skiddo. Once again, it can be shiny and it's a debut for Pokemon Go. And then Hawlucha is in Mexico already, so yeah. It's in Mexico. Now let's talk about everything in general for all 3 locations for Safari Zone. Starting off with Eevee with an Explorer cap. Ticket holding trainers can gear up to assist Professor Willow and Eevee in learning more about Pokemon appearing during the event. And Eevee seems ready for a big adventure. Trainers will encounter Eevee wearing an Explorer hat at the beginning of the series Safari Zone in a special research. We encourage trainers to travel and explore the city where there's new Eevee as a buddy. What exciting discoveries will you make together? So I guess you could only at least get one, but there's no saying that you're potentially going to get a shiny Eevee with the research, although it is shiny potential. Now let's talk about some of the bonuses if you buy a ticket for any of these 3 locations. You get a 4-hour lure duration, excluding the golden lure because they don't want us to get enough coins for Gimmighoul. You get up to 5 special trades. Trades will require 50% of Stardust. And buddy Pokemon may find an exclusive souvenir called the Tiny Compass. Okay, that's cool. I don't know. And then of course we do have some add-ons. We do have the Raid Lover, the Enthusiast, and the citywide gameplay. It kind of sounds like those bonuses and add-ons for GoFest and Hoenn Tour, but there is something completely different about these bonuses. Let's talk about the Raid Lover first. So the Raid Lover bonus is gonna give you up to 12 free raid passes if you spin Photo Disc at a gym or a Pokestop. You get additional 5,000 XP for completing raids. And then this is the one that's kind of like, really? 3 additional candy and 1 additional candy XL if you catch a Pokemon from a 5 or a primal raid. So it doesn't seem like you're getting like the 6 or 3 candy XL. It's less than that, and that's kind of lame. We have the Enthusiast bonus. You get 1 half hatch distance and then 2 times hatch XP, 2 times hatch Stardust, and 2 times hatch candy. For GoFest and Hoenn Tour, it was 3 times and it was 1/4. So instead it's just 1/2, which is kind of lame. And then finally, the citywide gameplay. It is a 2-day event, whether you're going to South Korea, Spain, or Mexico. You guys are gonna have the option to buy an additional day to play throughout the city. It's kind of the same thing for GoFest. You guys are gonna go around the entire city, and you guys can be able to catch shinies with an increased chance. You also get up to 5 special trades, just kind of like the same bonus for the actual bonus if you have the tickets. You also get a half Stardust cost for trades. You also get an increased chance of using incense. Not the daily incense, but an incense for 8 hours. By the way, this event, wherever you are, is from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. But in Mexico City, it's from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Because around 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., there's like a big break. We don't know why, but it's from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's weird. And then finally, lure modules will be activated and will last for 3 hours. I mean, we can go in depth about like the cost for every single ticket for each Safari Zone, but I don't want to do the math. And I'm very sorry to say that I will not be attending any of these locations for not GoFest. It's Safari Zone. We haven't gone to GoFest yet. It's not even GoFest season yet. Well, it's coming up soon. But it's really interesting that we're getting details about the Safari Zone before we head out to either Osaka, London, or New York. Yeah, if they had a location in the US, we would definitely consider going. But since it's not, it's not a bad idea to kind of skip out on the Safari Zone this year. I'm just going to have to hit up with somebody to give me a spare Shiny Skiddo, unless there's an event coming out in the fall featuring Skiddo. Anyway, that's all the time that we have for today's episode. We will see you next time. Peace out.